Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome into St. Mary's Rattlers men's soccer right here on KSAT 12 ABC, as well as the Rattler Athletic Network and Lone Star Conference TV. Joey Zanaboni out here for you, rowing the kayak straight down the river of your subconscious. It's the Rattlers and the UT Tyler Patriots on a rainy, windy, cold night in San Antonio. If you are joining us from the ladies' game, thank you for sticking around. TWU, that's Texas Women's University, did down our Rattlers by a final of 2-0, hoping for a better result and a regular season conference title here tonight in the finale of our doubleheader on your home for Rattler Athletics. KSAT 12 Rattlers looking to down UT Tyler for the second time this season. Right now, St. Mary's leading the Lone Star Conference with 22 points. And with the W here tonight, they will assuredly be the regular season conference champions for the first time in program history. This club has played great all year, unbeaten at home, and now trying to find the magic once again at Sigma Beta Chi Field. We are happy to have you with us, and certainly we are excited to be here despite some challenging weather conditions. Jacob Sale in net for the Rattlers, backed up by Peralt, Morrison, Wilson, Blasco, Severda, Wright, Ibarachi, Cresto, Pendred, and Smith. The Rattlers in the white with the blue trim, going right to left here as the rain continues to fall in San Antonio. Parker O'Quinn is in the net for UT Tyler. They've got one LSCW on the season. They are in the Navy, and they are attacking left to right. Strap in. It's going to be a fun ride out here tonight. And is this a Shirley Temple-inspired dance contest at a new shoe carnival? Because we've got an opening tap, and it is sent long here toward the keeper who we just introduced you to, Parker O'Quinn for UT Tyler, able to gobble this up. Nicholas Viator, Chow Godino, Travis Collins, Michael Agaman, Shane Pavlich, Lucas Quayle, Ramiro Alvarez, Steven Chavez, Uriah Shipman, and Noah Kubala out there for the guys in Navy. UT Tyler trying to spoil a party here for the Rattlers. Again, a W here will clinch that regular season conference crown for St. Mary's. Wright, who's been so huge this season, able to take one away on the near side. Rattlers trying to spring Pendred, and Adu in deep here. Pendred cuts one back. Pendred toward the top of the box and has it poked away. Carried it maybe a touch too long as Godino stepped in, the senior from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, on the takeaway right at the top of the tackle box. Wright still pursuing the play. Rattlers going into the wind here, into the wind in the opening half. And, of course, that will aid us, I'm sure, in the second half. It'll be far easier unless something changes drastically. Good takeaway there. A hard-fought takeaway by Peralt. Rattlers trying to make something of it. Smith taps it in the middle. It's given here to Cresto, who runs it down. Touches the senior Blasco, one of three on this team. Honored here at Sigma Beta Chi Field last weekend. It was a hard-fought match against Lubbock Christian last Saturday for St. Mary's. First time the team has not won at home this season, though they did not lose either. Ended up with a 1-1 tie against a Lubbock team that seemed intent on just parking the bus and mostly defending for a good part of the game, able to get a late goal to make it 1-1. Rattlers struggled in that first half to score. It's been a few games now since the Rattlers have scored in a first half, and hoping for a quicker output in terms of scoring here today. Kubala launches one into Travis Collins, trying to lace it through and lace it across. Trying to jump the play there was Severda. Sale, the young Australian goalkeeper, has to come out way off his line and just boot it into the San Antonio evening. It has been raining on and off today and tonight. We started with just cold temperatures and wind in the ladies' game. Rain came in the halftime break and then did persist, stop and go in the second half. It has been raining for the 30 minutes between games and coming down fairly steadily here, and with the wind blowing left to right, making it look like it's even heavier than it actually is. About 50 degrees with wind chills. I'm sure it feels a little more like 40 or so out there. Rattlers done a great job at home this season and trying to earn the chance to host the semifinals and finals of the Lone Star Conference tournament. Good header by Morrison, then a good sweep forward by Smith. Pressure coming from right. emphasis for this Rattler team here tonight and going forward has to be finishing, creating plenty of opportunities still, and trying to find the goal a little bit more, especially I think here early in the games. It was a point that was really a strong suit for this team early in the season with those early goals. Had a couple early at Midwestern State, then the number 5 team in the nation a few weeks back. But in the more recent going, early goals have been a problem. Certainly chances will come tonight. Shipman, the senior from Lindale, about to launch it for UT Tyler. This club is certainly capable of an upset tonight, though they will have their work cut out for them. UT Tyler is a squad that struggled in conference play, but they've shown flashes that they can hang with just about anybody. Dangerous here, and Morrison has to get it out of danger. That one skipped over the foot of Quayle, and it's headed out by the Rattlers, at least out of the box, but not completely out of the trouble. Bursting out with it is Ibarachi, who had the goal against Lubbock Christian. Pendred fighting his way through a defender. 6'4", and he is sent to the ground, but there's no whistle. Our head referee for tonight, Ryan Trombetta, does not make the first foul call of the game there. It's going to be touched forward toward Pendred by Cresto. Rain falling, and we're doing our best to keep everything under control here in the press box. We got some of the equipment wrapped up. We got backup equipment on standby. We are doing everything we can here to keep everything nice and dry. And, of course, we're just thankful that as of now there really is no lightning in the area. It's not a factor at this point, just plenty of rain. Pendred to right, just outside the box, right, sails this one. Put a boot on it, way over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick coming here for UT Tyler. Chance early for Pendred and Wright, and I like the way that Adu has come out here today. The freshman's going to be a huge factor in determining how far this Rattler team goes in the postseason. If we can get great production from him, first-year player, then the sky is the limit. Leaves this one back for Smith. Wright trying to turn to it, ends up down. Lost the footing. Smith picks up the loose change, tries to hammer something to the middle. Taken back out. Circulated through Morrison. Liam looking for a crevice. Challenged by Aguiman. Lofts one toward the keeper, and Ibarachi was in the area. O'Quinn punched it, and the senior keeper did draw a foul. He is formerly of Lubbock Christian. And on the quick restart, the Rattlers will keep the pressure up. Swung along the top of the box. Smith coming to put the heavy pressure on. Rattlers with this relentless attacking style don't want to let Tyler on the move. Chavez moves it outside. Tries to get it back. Right there to claim it instead, though, is the Rattler defense. Wilson poked it forward to Pendred. Wright swings it to Smith on the near side. The conference leaders trying for the first regular season conference title in program history. Out of the air. Patriots won't let anything through here. Pendred trying to run down Chavez. Poked forward. Aguiman will move it back toward Kubala. UTT, they've scored 23 times this year. They've given up 23 goals over the course of their 15 games. Not an outstanding scoring team, not an outstanding defensive team, but as I said, they have shown they can hang with pretty much anybody. It's been tough sledding for them as of late. Don't have a W since the 12th of October. Trying to change the narrative, find a second conference win before their season draws to a close. Wright goes putting, wanted Pendred, but just a little bit off, not on the same page. 7 gone by here in this opening half. Thanks again for being with us on KSAT 12 ABC, as well as the Rattler Athletic Network and LCTV. It's wet conditions out here, and I'll tell you what, I have not seen anything quite like this season. Have not quite seen these conditions. Usually we've got just excellent sunny days and comfortable nights here in San Antonio. Have had a game or two with heavy winds, but here tonight able to play because there's no lightning in the area, just dealing with so much rain right now in San Antonio. UT Tyler going to keep pushing forward. Both teams have to deal with it, and I'll tell you, Johnny is all business. Our head coach, Johnny Clifford, urging his guys on. He knows how close they are to their goal of hosting the conference tournament. Came into this year saying they wanted to finish in the top 2 in the conference, and now an opportunity to finish in first place ahead of all others. Missed there by Aguman, the freshman from Wiley High School. Sends that wide, and Sale will do the booting. And Jacob, who's been very, very solid in net for the Rattlers this season, would love to make sure that his final stamp on this regular season is another Rattler shutout. There have been plenty of those this year. And credit the defense, anchored by Wilson, and ultimately capped by the goalkeeping of Sale with that. Wright and touches one back here through Wilson. Rattlers got their first shutout of the year at Fort Lewis in a 0-0 tie. First shutout win was here against Midwestern, that 2-0 W over a nationally ranked Midwestern team. Got a shutout against St. Edwards, DBU, UT Tyler, and most recently Texas Permian Basin. 6 shutouts on the year for this Rattler defense, including one against Tyler on the 19th. That was on the road, about 5 hours from here. Swung round. Morrison looking for something to develop. Touches to Smith. Good step over here. Has the space. Smith. Look to get it to Pendred, and off of someone's leg out of bounds. Looks like it'll come out. Goal kick coming for the visiting Patriots. Rattlers right now 9-1-1 in conference play, and 6-0-1 here at home this season. 4-0-1 in conference matchups. Obviously the one non-win was against Lubbock Christian Club. Scored a little less than halfway through the second half, a goal by Ibarachi. Not able to add any insurance, went to double overtime. Both teams came close. Rattlers had a ball taken off the line. Lubbock had a ball taken off the line. In the end, it was just a draw. It kept the Rattlers alive to win the conference here tonight. Boot out of bounds. Patriots will continue to push forward with it. Rattlers during this 2019 campaign, 20-6 is the margin in terms of first half goals. Been very good, and hopefully going to find one here soon in the opening halves. Tyler has given up 10 goals in first halves this season. They've also scored 10, so just about even in that category. In fact, exactly even for the Patriots this year. Their toss ends up bouncing around, but finds its way out of bounds. Rattlers and these fellas from Tyler battling here this evening. And again, on paper, you'd have to think it's going to be St. Mary's game, but Tyler has no compunction, I'm sure, about coming in here and spoiling a party. Goal kick finds its way all the way to the stat tent. Tucker and Mobley marshaling the forces with Johnny on the sideline. Rattlers trying to connect something here. Smith, forward. Pendred looking to use his speed. Pendred couldn't quite get to it. Turned out off the head of Alvarez on the pass from Collins. Wright trying to interrupt in the middle. Putted forward, the captain Alvarez. Keeps it on the near side with Kubala. Sent all the way back through the keeper. And for O'Quinn, this is a mishit. Wright grabs it, wanted to go outside to Ibarachi. Late in the game, second half and into overtime, Ibarachi out on that outside edge was so huge, creating for the Rattlers, trying to feed him again. Wright tries to push it there into space. Hammered back toward midfield. Scooped up. Hard challenge in the middle. Referee says play on as Godinho took a spill there. Rattler back line, knocks one down. Chavez picks it up, pushes it outside. Rattlers want a flag, and finally the offsides ruling is made. Well, that is much to the chagrin of Kenny Jones. head coach here for the UT Tyler Patriots, none too pleased. Cuello, though, it looked like he was off. And the Rattler defense knew it. Rain continues to come down in sheets. 31-34 left to go first half. Wet conditions, but boy, oh boy, is this a big night here. A lot of fun, and if we can get this conference title, you know we will be sent into hysterics here on KSAT 12 as well as LCTV. Touch forward by Kane, picked off by Alvarez. Popelith trying to send it loose and sends it too long out of bounds. UT Tyler in the 2019 season, this club has been led by Chavez, Collins, Brakire Dahl, who's now in the starting lineup, Aguiman. All of them have 3 goals. Alvarez has 3 assists. Not a team that's going to go off for multiple goals a lot. Last time they did it was on the 25th of October against Lubbock Christian. They've only scored twice in one of their last 5 games, but again, they've got a chance to play spoiler here tonight. Good pass by Wright. Gets it back from Smith. Wright twirling. Wright into space. Another fake. Outside. That's Ibarachi. Settles it down. And Mostaza! Blasco! Less than 15 in. Rattlers leading here in San Antonio. Flushing it like a roll of brawny paper towels. Give me a jumbo bottle of Drano. Let me go to town, baby. Rattlers opening the scoring here. And as we said, an early goal was going to be key here tonight. And now we've got it. 1-0. Rattlers with the advantage. And can we make it too quickly? Blasco able to finish. Right, a gorgeous sequence along the box, fed to Ibarachi, who will get the official assist. Could find a Blasco, and Blasco puts it in perfectly, tucks it in to the side of the net for his 5th goal of the year. Blasco up to 11 points, and credit Ibarachi for an extra pass, but don't forget about Wright. Ibarachi has played extremely well as of late. Obviously, Wright's been one of the best in the nation all year. And a wonderful piece of creation, and it feels good to have that early goal. You go through those early games here at home, and you think about the early goals that really propelled this team against Midwestern State, Colorado School of Mines early, both nationally ranked teams. Early goal against Dallas Baptist. The squad finds one here against UT Tyler, and it might be another one. This is Pendred on the break. Pendred poked it forward, and they will say he got it with the arm. Wow, Rattlers frustrated with that for sure. Call made, though, by Trombetta. And UT Tyler will try to push it out. Pendred looked like he was about to take that one all the way to a 2-0 lead, but maybe got it. It's just the upper part of that arm, and it's tough sometimes to tell, but they did make the call. Rattlers stave off UT Tyler push here. Good takeaway by Peralt. Smith turning, and they'll say this is out of bounds. Forward come the Patriots. 1-0, goal, Blasco, assisted by Ibarachi in the 15th minute. Rattlers have taken the lead and are in position to win this Lone Star Conference for the first time in program history. Program went from NAIA to NCAA in 2000. This would be the first time in all the years that the men's program has been affiliated with the NCAA. This will stay here for the first corner of the game for UT Tyler. That the squad has been able to capture a conference crown. Obviously, this is the first year for St. Mary's in the Lone Star. Previously in the Heartland. Laser here off the short ball on the corner. Deflected out, and Wright is on to the races. He's got 2 to beat. He can certainly take both himself. Slick ball, stepped over it. That's Ibarachi on the move. Ibarachi. Mostaza! Kicking like a recently resuscitated Hinny Mule. 2-0. Both set up by Wright, and Ibarachi's the one to finish this. Oh, what a wonderful sequence. Off of the corner kick, and Wright bursted out with it. Ibarachi, clinical finish, 27:30 to go, still in the first half, already 2-0 St. Mary's. Holy moly. What a great find from Wright. And Ibarachi, with all the speed, bursting through, saw that he could beat the last back and just got it by Mr. O'Quinn once again. I'll tell you, the conditions were terrible during the brief interlude where the men's team was able to warm up after the women's game. It was pouring rain. It slowed just a little bit since. But I don't think I had seen this St. Mary's team as focused as it was in that 30 minutes between games all season. I think that was the most focused I have seen them all year. And regardless of the cold, the wet, I'll tell you, this team has really come to play. And I think there was some frustration against Lubbock Christian. Just couldn't really assert ourselves offensively, but that is now a distant memory. It's Pendred. Can he make it another here? We've already scored twice in 3 minutes. Pendred. Try to center that. It'll end up as a corner here. Ibarachi got his 4th goal of the season. And for Wright, the key cog for St. Mary's, that was his 7th assist of the season. With 27:30 still to go in the half, Rattlers make it 2-0. And now Blasco, our first goal scorer, is going to come over and fire one in from the corner. Things have gone from bad to worse for UT Tyler. This club has, unfortunately, run into a very determined, focused St. Mary's team here at Sigma Beta Chi Field tonight. Blasco and co. trying to make it worse. Blasco sends it toward the mouth of the goal, and it deflects up off the roof. I saw O'Quinn got a hand on it, and indeed he was the last to touch it. Looked like the Patriots thought maybe that should be their ball. But I was reasonably confident there that it was off of O'Quinn. Trombetta says that is indeed the case, so Blasco will get another try. Blasco, Wilson's head got to it, but it comes up out of bounds. A crazy opening 20 minutes, and we are happy to bring it to you live right here on KSAT 12 ABC, as well as the Rattler Athletic Network. I am playing a lot of roles here, announcing the game and also trying to keep my rosters, my papers, from just completely becoming balls of wadded up paper, as well as trying to find some blankets and some bags to put over our equipment here. And I'm trying to kind of marshal our forces here to make sure everything is remaining dry. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight on KSAT 12 ABC, as well as the Rattler Athletic Network and LCTV. Nothing decided yet, but looks like the party might be on tonight in San Antonio. 2-0. Rattlers hungry for more. This will leak through. St. Mary's has done an incredible job to take this program to this point, and hopeful that here in the biggest moments, final stretch of the regular season into the postseason, this team will continue to perform as it is certainly capable of performing. Nothing can be taken for granted. This club is number 11 right now in the nation. Very recently ranked number 10, the highest in program history. So much positivity for this program, and just have to keep going even as the target becomes more firmly planted on the backs. Every team wants to come in here and try to beat a club that's in the top 10. And Tyler will keep pushing forward here. Kubala trying to send it in the corner. Rattlers able to lock it down for the most part. Just an incredible opening 15 minutes from Wright, Ibarachi, Blasco. And Cuello, after being bottled there, ultimately had to go out of bounds. And these fellas from Tyler will have their shot on a corner. We know how the last one turned out. Counterattack went quickly. Rattlers ended up with the goal out of it. We find something more here. Off another corner, second of the game for Tyler. Both teams with 2 corners. Laser headed out toward Wright. Wright, who started the party last time, pokes it loose. Rattlers on the move. Drop by Blasco. Pendred and Smith got crossed up. Pendred able to poke it toward the middle. Poked back toward the near sideline by Godinho. Runs a little bit there and runs out of bounds, but it will be off the Rattlers. And Kubala on the throw-in, got it back. Tyler's offense can't quite string it together. Off the foot last there of Chavez, who's been huge for them this season. Chavez, the 5'7" midfielder out of Arlington. Went to Arlington High, went to Hill Community College before venturing here to UT Tyler. Rattlers have sent Marlon Flores now into the game. And Tyler trying to control in the back. They need a positive here. Still 22 to go in the first half, but a lot of that. Not a ton that has been clean. They've had a run that resulted in an offside. That was before the scoring got started by Cuello. The senior was a step or so off. This one played forward. Right. Once Ibarachi. Martin. Puts it. Ali. Leaves it. And sniffed out by the Tyler defense. Trying to break it loose. Ibarachi trying to keep him pinned. Gone with it now are the Patriots. Popoluk, the freshman from Flower Mound, plays it out. Kubala gives it back to him. Looking for a slot through the middle. Peralt ends up with it. Fake towards Sale. Eases it to Morrison. And Sale directing traffic here, saying Peralt should swing it. Instead he goes forward with it. Alvarez tries to get it back toward the top of the box. A lot of Rattlers there around Aguiman. And able to ease it out of the danger zone. Holy moly. I haven't seen anything rain like this since I was the top scorer in that Noah's Ark video game. Let me tell you, that was some kind of video game. This is real life, though, out here tonight. And I am doing everything to stay warm and stay somewhat dry for you. I know the crew is doing the same. I have offered to buy up to a half a dozen Duraflame logs from a Walmart. I'll pay anyone back who brings them down here to Sigma Beta Chi Field here tonight. Wright and Pendred on the give and go. Not quite there, and one wonders if the wind, even with the ball on the ground, maybe disrupted that slightly. It is very, very gusty out here. 20-mile-per-hour winds, maybe even a tick more than that at times. Variable speeds. Sometimes blowing very hard. For stretches, it's died down. Kind of stop and go a little bit during the women's game, but with the wind chill, feels like it's about 40 out here. Here's Blasco loose. Right. Very calm, composed, finds Morrison. This is Flores. Flores centering. Blasco. It's deflected in the air. Out toward right. Settles it down. Almost taken away in a fight for it. Finally, it'll be Popoluk who emerges with it. Rattlers can't keep it in this end. Patriots go to Aguiman. Back toward the middle of the field. Aguiman uses the putter. Alvarez. Intended target, Popoluk. Slipped and fell slightly. Pendred forward to right. A little bit long. Scooped by Parker O'Quinn, the senior who's allowed 2 goals here in the early going. Went to Forney High School. He is from Forney, Texas. Again, played at Lubbock Christian prior to his career at UT Tyler. O'Quinn, this is his 16th game of the season. He's now given up 21 goals on the year. Tyler's now surrendered 12 first-half goals on the season. Wilson out of the middle. Springing for Wright. Wright trying to get to it. Looks to loop it over Collins. Overran it. Wright. Footwork is unparalleled. The best of the Lone Star Conference with the boots. Touches this one through Flores. Ends up on the ground, and I am surprised by the call, but not the whistle. Whistle did come out. Trombetta made the call. And Wright has some extracurricular activity. Wright was assessed the penalty, and there's some more pushing after the play. Wright got in the face there of the man he got tangled up with, Noah Kabala, and Travis Collins gave him a hello, how are you? Rattler bench immediately springs to life. All the action right in front of them. And it looks like the Rattlers just writing this off. Frustration for UT Tyler. And the cards have come out here. Frustration for UT Tyler. I believe that both sides will be assessed a yellow card here. We will confirm. Has to be on Collins. Wright was just shown the card by Trombetta. Sure about that one. Markovich and Sanchez going to come on. Wright and Pendred coming off. Everybody going to get a chance to cool down and rest. Wright, wonderful here in this game. Involved in a little altercation here. Again, frustration mounting for UT Tyler. This has been just a buzzsaw that they have run into so far here this evening at Sigma Beta Chi Field. Obviously cold, wet, rainy. Not easy on anybody. Just hoping that in the second half, as well as what remains of this first half, 18 minutes of it, everybody will keep the cool head calm and composed. Final game of the regular season for St. Mary's. No need to do anything foolish. Oh, this is great here for Cresto. DeMarkovich, Nanette, Mostaza! Hotter than a wool sweater on a long-haired Mastiff. Oh! They got us howling out here tonight at Sigma Beta Chi Field. Nenad Markovic, he's now scored in 5 of the last 6 games. The star from Belgrade, Serbia. Perfectly placed. Cresto sets it up with a bit of wizardry in the middle of the field, and it's 3-0. How about that? Worst conditions of the year, best start of the year for the Rattlers. Wow. What a ball game, and what a start for St. Mary's. This is just absolutely incredible right now for a team that, again, has been good this year in terms of scoring early. But as of late, maybe that spigot had turned off a little bit, become a trickle. It is flooding right now with St. Mary's goals. Luckily, the field is not flooding. Despite plenty of rain, this field does hold water extremely well. Really, the only concern out here is lightning. That, according to Johnny Clifford, luckily no lightning in the area, just lightning in the boots tonight for St. Mary's. An incredible start. Can we keep it up? Again, it was Markovich from Cresto. Prior to that, it was indeed Collins and Wright on the yellow cards to just sort of catch you back up on that. With a 3-0 lead, one wonders if St. Mary's might start emptying the bench sooner rather than later here this evening. No need in these conditions to get anyone hurt, but got to strike that balance between continuing to push and try to score in a game that certainly is open for the taking in terms of goals, conference title on the line. Just outstanding work by this club here this evening to get off to this kind of start. Markovich, with about 18 to go in the half, able to put one through, make it 3-0, assisted by Cresto. 16 to go. Ibarachi heads this on a bounce. He's got a goal as well. Rattlers going to get it out of the trouble. Not a ton going for UT Tyler offensively. And for them, they will really have quite a hill to climb here in the final push of their regular season. Club just has not performed incredibly down the stretch and just not taking great care of the ball right now. Blasco, good takeaway, looking for Markovic. And Markovic continuing to pursue. Keeping possession, though, Dallas Baptist, or pardon, UT Tyler. I was saying Dallas Baptist there. UT Tyler. Thinking about Saturday's action, evidently, between the ladies here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. It'll be the Rattlers and the DBU Patriots. Right here, 1 p.m. on Saturday. That will conclude all regular season action for our soccer program here in 2019, though, of course, the men should be well set up to host quite a bit in the postseason. Could we make it 4-0 here? Oh, how about this from Severda? Looking to curl, ends up on the grass, couldn't quite come up with it. Heck of an effort. Severda got the crowd going, if nothing else there. Markovic's goal was his 6th this season in 17 games. The feed by Cresto helped him to get his first assist. That was about 4 minutes ago now. Just an onslaught right now by St. Mary's. And seemingly that conference title, regular season conference crown, is in the grasp right now. But knowing Johnny, his great staff, who've done just an incredible job here, they take nothing for granted, and that is a huge, huge part of this team's success. Out shooting this Tyler club right now, 7-0, 3-0 on the scoreboard, and 3-0 in terms of shots on goal. Morrison trying to center there, bounce back, and out. Tyler will try to get it out at least, but that Rattler pressure just keeps coming. Morrison to Cresto. Sanchez, little heel pass, unfortunately goes nowhere. Aguiman in the center of the field, trying to squeeze through the Rattler defense. Gets it to Cuello. Cuello, sail! Denied! Like my last 4 applications at Toys R Us. I don't know why I'm not hearing back from Toys R Us anymore. Sale made a save he probably shouldn't have had to. 3 or 4 defenders back. Credit Aguiman for getting it to Cuello. Good little sequence for UT Tyler, but Sale has been as steady as anybody in this conference this season. He's got a couple of Goalkeeper of the Week awards. Obviously has been key in these 6 shutouts for the Rattlers. And I'll tell you, it is a pleasure to watch him play goal, but you can't forget about Gerard Roebuck either. He's given this Rattler team some good minutes, dealt with some injuries this year. Quite the tandem in net this year for St. Mary's. And when you start going up and down the list, this has been just such a team effort, defensively, offensively, goalkeeping. Everybody deserves credit for helping the club to get to this point. Unbeaten at home, first place in the Lone Star Conference, 11th in the nation. As high as 10 on the 2019 campaign in terms of national rankings. It has just been a season really like no other for St. Mary's, and meeting at least one piece of its destiny here tonight, seemingly. How about this? I think 6 subs are going to come on for UT Tyler, and 2 are going to come on for St. Mary's. We got 11 minutes and a half, and by the time we tell you everybody who came on, we might be all the way at the sheep noise that they do play here at St. Mary's. It's at my request. Love those sheep noises to take us through to halftime a little more serene. What I know for sure is that Kean Foley, as well as Graham Torres, have come on here for Blasco and Ibarachi for St. Mary's. A whole host on as well for UT Tyler. I'll tell you, we've been contending with it up here in the press box. And my little area here, my countertop is flooded, and my papers are almost like wash rags right now. I am just struggling to see everything on them as the ink has run and they've kind of gotten torn up, but it doesn't matter. In the end, who knows, maybe I'm making up all these names anyway, right? Rattler has got me smiling, and by the end of the night, they'll have me dancing. Actually, the cold weather already has me dancing. I am up here doing a little jazz step trying to keep warm. Morrison keeping this warm. Takes it out of the fireplace. Gets it to Cresto, who's got an assist. Looking to push it forward toward Flores. Back line of UT going to pop it loose. It was Collins who got the yellow card, who got it out. Rattlers quickly get it back under control. Man, oh man, what a start. Foley touches it outside. 3 goals in about the first 27 minutes tonight for St. Mary's. Blasco got the party started. Ibarachi, Markovic following right. It's right in the middle of the first 2. Cresto assisted Markovic. And this is the strength of this team. When Pendred goes out, Markovic comes in, and vice versa. A lot of ways to beat you up top, midfield, best in the conference. Back line has been wonderful the entire year. Goalkeeping great. A lot of positives for St. Mary's. And as this club goes forward, just have to play confidently. Have to continue to do what they do well. Johnny often will say before games, if we make it into a football match, then it's hard for anybody to beat us. If we can string passes together, stay within ourselves, make the right passes, the right runs, not try to out-physical another team, not try to out-athletic another team, make it into a football match, good things happen. Sanchez leaves one for Flores, who set him up. Flores drops it to Sanchez in the middle, trying to get through the defense. Flores blocks the clearance, gets it back from Sanchez, dances toward the end line, and bangs it off of a defender. Isaac Peterson, the 6-foot freshman out of Katy, Texas, went to Seven Lakes High School. He ends up the last to touch it before it goes out of bounds. 8:48 still to go on the official game clock, first half. This one is far from finished, but seemingly decided already. 3-0 St. Mary's, and trying to add to it here. It'll be Cresto, the man to take the corner here. Again, right now St. Mary's is going into winds between 15 and 20 miles per hour, so it will be probably an easier second half for this club. Of course, we will see. Cresto curls this one. Beautiful corner. It leaks through, though. Nobody got to it cleanly. It's a chance from outside the box. Sanchez missed it. Sailed that. We've had a couple go over the bar, one by Wright, one by Sanchez. Opportunity knocking. Looked like it was Torres, I believe, who set him up there. Couple more subs for UT Tyler. Just trying to find a positive. They've got one shot. That sequence, Aguiman to Cuello. Had a chance. Sale made a nice save. He hasn't been tested much. Rattlers have done a great job to keep UT Tyler from getting out on the attack. Picked up Wilson, trying to clog the middle. Floated outside. Lopez disrupted there. And circulated through Hector Rivera. On we go. To the far side and back through the middle. Rivera trying to do something with it. Skips it toward the corner. Played in the middle. Knocked down by the Rattlers. Cresto uses the left foot, pounds it out. Markovic trying to apply some pressure there to Collins. Ball slips back through Peterson, to Peterson. And it's given out to the far side. 6 and change still left in the first half. We'll take a break at halftime and try to dry out some of the equipment, warm up a little bit. I am being told, some sort of camel hair sweater that is waiting for me on the sideline that I'll be able to wear during the second half. And Cresto boots it out. We'll take about a 14-and-a-half-minute break. This is a pretty big game, so let's go ahead and make that a 14-minute, 25-second break. Come back for you right before the second, get you caught up with the official stats. Right now it's all St. Mary's, team that has come out on fire, very determined here tonight after a so-so offensive performance against Lubbock Christian. And, you know, it might even date back a little further than that. I remember talking with Johnny about 5-6 days after that Midwestern game at Midwestern. St. Mary's was able to down Midwestern for the second time this season. Obviously a huge conference rival. A huge game, Midwestern number 5 at the time. Blasco got a goal in the closing minute of double overtime to give us a 3-2 win. And I was talking to Johnny. He said, boy, we got off to a great start against Midwestern, but then I didn't think we played all that well through the end of the first half into the second half. Finally, Midwestern sort of ran out of gas, and we got to him in that second overtime. And maybe that carried over a little bit against Permian Basin. It was 0-0 at half. Obviously, against Lubbock, a 1-1 finish. How about Markovich? Markovich launches one there, but launches it high and wide. So I think this coaching staff knows and is certainly more aware than myself, anybody else, that this club is maybe getting results sometimes, but not playing up to its potential, not maximizing every opportunity, and certainly favored tonight against a club that only has one conference win in UT Tyler. But for this team, it's not going to be enough just to get the result. I know the coaches want to see this club really doing a great job all the way through. Chance there created. And Markovich banged it off a defender. It does trickle out of bounds, so this is going to be a corner once again for St. Mary's. UT Tyler, this club is 6-6-3 overall, 1-4-3 conference play, 3-4 away, up and down season. And they will have to go to number 20 Texas A&M International right after this. So they will be on the move to Laredo for a 2:30 game on Saturday. It won't be easy. Certainly there in Laredo for them against a top 20 team. Their closing weekend against a pair of top 20 teams, you do have to feel for them. But this is a great conference. Markovich, good corner, head on it, trickles just a little wide. Torres in the area after the Rattlers got a head on it, but it does run out of bounds. UT Tyler going to get the goal kick. And I am actually going to amend this. I said that UT Tyler was headed to Texas A&M International. Apologies for that. They will actually head home to Tyler to take on Texas A&M International, the Dust Devils, at Citizens First Bank Perkins Soccer Complex. So still playing Texas A&M International, but it will be in Tyler just about 4 or 5 hours from here. And, you know, there's another cool soccer event coming up in Tyler in less than 2 weeks, and that is the NJCAA Division I Soccer Championships. Those will be held at Tyler Junior College in Tyler, Texas, November 18th to the 23rd. And hey, I wonder how I know about that. I'll actually be announcing that tournament up there in Tyler in just about 10 days. So a lot of fun stuff coming to Tyler in terms of soccer, with UT Tyler closing out its season, and then the NJCAA Division I Championships shortly thereafter. Rattlers take this one away in the middle. And Sanchez is streaking out with it. Luis looking to send forward, sends it off the foot of DeAnthony Miller, 6'3 junior out of Fort Worth, went to Timber Creek High School. Deflects out with about 2 to go here in the half. Here's a gift for Flores. Flores is looking in Markovich's direction. Has it taken away by Nathaniel Lopez, who uses an effective slide tackle to take that. Circulated here through the keeper. 90 seconds, maybe time for one more push here for the Patriots. And playing it forward is Austin McIntosh. Ends up on the near sideline. And Tyler trying to make something of it. Pass by Dario Rosso, who has 3 assists on this 2019 season. Got it forward there to Peterson, and the Rattlers able to disrupt. Peralt got in front. This one ends up as a corner here for the Patriots. Less than a minute, 48 seconds to be precise here, as Tyler tries for a last-minute goal to at least get something positive here. And the corner ends up way short, off the foot of Markovic. Patriots able to recover, and a save by Sale off the shot by Carlos Medina will take us pretty close here to half. About 24 seconds to go as Sale just lets everybody clear out. Again, we will take a 14-minute, 25-second break, come back shortly before the start of the second. I am headed to Walmart during those 14 minutes, 25 seconds, though, to try my best to buy some sort of wool blanket. It is cold, it is rainy, but it's all smiles right now as the sheep noise is played. And we head on to halftime. 3-0. What a start for the Rattlers. Incredible. Blasco, Ibarachi, Markovic with goals. More about that when we come back right here on the Rattler Athletic Network, LCTV, as well as KSAT 12 ABC, your home for St. Mary's Rattler Soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to KSAT 12 ABC, as well as the Rattler Athletic Network, and of course LCTV. Joey Zanabone and the entire crew up here in the press box, our scoreboard operator Caleb, our camera operator Aiden, everybody up here staving off hypothermia for you on a cold, rainy night in San Antonio. All smiles, though, as the Rattlers have been able to get out to a 3-0 lead in the game's first 45 minutes. First, it was Blasco from Wright and Ibarachi. Wright ultimately given an assist, as well as Ibarachi on that great opening goal that Blasco hammered home at the 14:38 mark. The 17:23 mark, Ibarachi picked up a goal to go with the assist. Wright got his second assist on that one. Then at 27:14, Markovic from Cresto did make it 3-0, and that is where we stand here as the Patriots try to get something going offensively. Rattlers outshot them in the first half 12-2. Corner kicks for 3 Rattlers. Saves 2 by Sale, none by the Patriots keeper, Mr. Parker O'Quinn. We are off and moving here in the second, and again, it should be a little bit easier for the Rattlers in terms of conditions. First, now playing with the wind at the backs. Ibarachi there sends a Patriot to the ground, gone tumbling was Chavez. But another positive here is that the rain has stopped, and it was falling pretty heavily during our little break between the women's game and the men's game, and it did continue to fall for the entire first half, started to taper off there at halftime. Now it is dry, just wind blowing here now in San Antonio, still left to right, and still pretty strong. Tyler trying to put something together, and sending one down the near side, and trying to keep it alive was Cuello. Off the feet from Miller. He thought he had it, but it did get out of bounds. It'll be Severda who's going to toss it in here for St. Mary's. Johnny sitting in the chair on the sideline. First out, back on the field, assessing the conditions, getting his team ready for the second half. And Johnny must be pleased with what he saw in the first half, but for this club, it's all about continuing to fight, continuing to keep the pedal to the metal, even with the decision pretty much in hand. Wants to see more positive play to just keep this team propelling forward with the momentum toward the Lone Star Conference Tournament, which as of now it looks like the Rattlers will host. It'll be a first-round game, the quarterfinal game on Tuesday here, then Friday, Sunday, semifinals, finals for the LSC title here at St. Mary's. St. Mary's last year for this program, it was a major stepping stone to host a Heartland Conference playoff game. And here this year, it'll be more than one, barring some miracle by UT Tyler, that will be hosted here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. Obviously, that is music to my ears as well. It means we will keep going with you on KSAT 12 ABC, not just for the contest on Tuesday, but through the Lone Star Conference Tournament, and hopefully after that into the regional. Right now, it is a number 3 ranking in the region for St. Mary's, top of the table in the LSC, the region led by Azusa Pacific, way out there on the West Coast, the Los Angeles area. They have been perfect this year and are leading our region. Rattlers could maybe change the equation with a great run through the LSC tournament. Might need a little help from Pacific slipping up, but who knows, might even be able to host the regional here at Sigma Beta Chi Field after the conference tournament is complete. Wright gets one at midfield. Wright trying to touch it back through Smith. Running onto it, Morrison zips it forward, out of bounds. It was off UT last. And the Rattlers will move it back in the middle to Cresto. Cresto, who had the assist. Markovic goal, his first of the year, gets a tap back here, tries to play it forward. Pendred tried to get back to it, couldn't. Patriots trying to bring it back onto the Rattler end. Recirculate here through Austin McIntosh. His pass forward disrupted by Ibarachi. Cresto touches in the middle. And Kean Foley helps to swing it outside. Wright comes to claim it from Kane Smith. Right to Pendred. Pendred stepping into space. Mostaza! Edu Pendred! Playing it like a glockenspiel concerto in a silly putty kiosk. What a strike! And it's 4-0 with 40-55 still to go in regulation. Wright again able to pick up and assist, his third of the game. Excellent creation. Wright, Smith, weaving, and then right to Pendred, who found a little crack in the defense and puts a perfect shot home. Edu Pendred, this guy is really finding his stride here in his freshman campaign, and that should be music to the ears of all Rattler fans, not just for this year, end of the regular season, into the postseason, but going forward, this guy's just a freshman, and he really has an almost unmatched combination of size, speed, skill, and certainly has shown quite a bit of development this year. And with his natural gifts coming into his career at St. Mary's, this guy is going to be hard to stop for many, many years to come. You would have to think that the way he's played in this freshman campaign, shots like that certainly burnishing the resume. And Pendred, at some point here in his Lone Star Conference career, I would have to think that he'd be in line somewhere down the line to maybe pick up a Player of the Year honor. Pendred now with 7 goals in 17 games to go with 4 assists. An absolutely outstanding freshman season that now features 18 points. Pendred, Markovic up top, just a dynamic duo, rarely in the game at the same time. Whistle here as the Rattlers tried to spring Pendred once again. It's just so hard for these teams to stop, though. The Rattlers attack with Pendred out there for about 20 minutes a half, and then you get it to Markovic, fresh legs, both can create, both very dynamic. This is coming back for a Rattler restart here. Just tough once that defense is worn down. The Rattlers are able to bring somebody, an attacker, off the bench, and from there exploit the holes that remain in a defense. Ibarachi exploiting a hole here. Ibarachi, it's stopped by O'Quinn. Deflects off his foot, ends up running up the post and out of bounds. O'Quinn guards the near post. After the foul by Cuello, Rattlers go quickly. Ibarachi saw some space. Almost found a goal out of it. This will be Cresto here. Cresto on the corner, lifted short, popped right back to him, brings it down with a thigh. Going to work. Cresto, left foot, centering effort, tipped, it almost curled inside that back post. Ends up out of bounds, though. Rattlers will reset, do it from the opposite side. 14-2 in terms of shots, 5-2 in terms of on goal, and most importantly, 4 of those 5 on goal have been finished. You think about Permian Basin, that contest, we outshot them 24-3. Only found the back of the net 3 times, all in the second half. One of them came in the last 2 minutes. So much better in terms of the finishing. More clinical, as Johnny would say, here tonight. Right, Cresto goes short. Smith tests O'Quinn, and O'Quinn knocked it down. Did that get over the line? A couple of Rattlers had hands in the air like it did. And O'Quinn able to fall on it. Well, close. Good shot by Smith. And a good little sequence there. Again, right in the middle of it. Rattlers briefly lose it, take it right back. Ibarachi on the move. Ibarachi centering. Cresto trying to get it outside to Severdo. It's deflected out of bounds before it could get to Enrique Severdo. Off the body there of Carlos Medina, number 22 in the Navy uniform. And toss hit off Pendred. Loose in the air. Tyler takes it down, try to get it out. Cresto. And touching it there. Taken by Foley, good win by him. And Medina and Cresto get a little tangled up there, middle of the field. This one ends up going the way of the Patriots. Whistle comes out. Rattlers trying to keep it in this end once again. 36-11 to go. Now 4-0. Rattlers lead. Penn Dread in on the scoring. A ball game that has pretty much front to back been dominated by the Rattlers. Looking for that 7th shutout of the season and looking to hopefully finish it out in style here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. The regular season comes to an end tonight. Agyeman's shot blocked by Foley. Wright came charging back to try to get it. He was tripped. And right at the center of that controversy in the first half, minor scrum on the field. Nothing happens here in the second. Rattlers booted out wide. Drop it to Foley. Wilson in the back here with about 10 gone by in the second. He'll ultimately get it from Perrault. Stop and go, curls one back. Severda to Penn Dread, and ball is still very slippery, I'm sure, despite the rain finally tapering off and stopping. Got out of bounds. Tyler looking to get something together cleanly, really, for the first time in the half. Godinho plays it back. Collins leaks it outside. Brekir Adal trying to play it forward. Loose in the middle. Ibarachi says, I'll take that. Wright, the creator, looking to maybe go outside. Touches in that direction. Penn Dread was open. And Smith trying to get it to him. Adu does keep it alive. Penn Dread going to work. On the end line. Gets by a defender. Center! And it's in! Mostaza! Holy moly! They just keep coming. And this has been the half of Adu Penn Dread. Hotter than fire salamanders in a koi pond full of sriracha sauce. Outstanding work. And we'll see who they credit that goal with, who they credit the goal for, I suppose. It's Penn Dread who created it, and it looked like Wright was the one who tapped it in. And indeed it was Wright who got the flick. Wright able to finish it off. A great goal. They credit Wright with the goal. And quickly off the restart, Rossel sends one wide. So it's Penn Dread who got it in the middle. Wasn't sure if it hit off a UT Tyler defender or Wright got it, and indeed it was Wright. Penn Dread now with a goal and an assist in the half. That was great work to create there, and wow, Ollie Wright just has been right in the thick of everything here tonight. An incredible performance by him. Pair of assists in the first half, now an assist and a goal in the second half. And it's just been one of those games where Wright has been able to create, and now has benefited from a great play by Penn Dread, getting what he's given here tonight. Wright, among the best in the nation here in the 2019 season, and a good finish by him off the feed from Penn Dread. For Wright, that's goal 9. He's now up to 9 assists. How about that? Perfectly balanced. In 16 games this season, 9 goals, 9 assists for Wright. Speaking of him, he's able to grab that. And the Rattlers will just recirculate this in the back. Still 32 and change to go. Regulation. Wilson looking for Ibarachi, and that one runs long even with Ibarachi's speed. Well, again, we are at the end of the regular season for the Rattlers. Tyler is going back to Tyler to take on the Dust Devils of Texas A&M International. Tuesday, we will have the quarterfinal game here, and then as long as the Rattlers win that, we will host here Friday and Sunday the semifinals and finals at Sigma Beta Chi Field right here, beautiful campus of St. Mary's University. It will be a lot of fun. Obviously, we are going to lock in on that. KSAT 12 ABC, Rattlers with this W, and right now up 5-0. With this W, we'll move to 13-2-2 overall. We'll finish the regular season 7-0-1 in conference play, or pardon, at home. The record in conference play is a little bit different than that, but 7-0-0 at Sigma Beta Chi Field this season. That is some great work at home. It's been a huge, huge help here this year, and this club has put such an emphasis on performing even when the result is in hand. And Johnny, down the stretch of the season, has really tried to help this team figure out how it can continue to perform to their own standards, even when the game is out of reach. And right now the Rattlers showing no signs of relenting, trying to spring it forward to Penn Dread. The club will finish 8-1-1 in conference play in the regular season. Only loss against Texas A&M International, number 20 in the nation, right now second in the conference. That was on the road. Interestingly, a game that Johnny described the Rattlers as actually being the better team in, and actually being the stronger side, just didn't get the result in Laredo. That was very early in the season. Obviously, it's been quite a run since then, and you talk about going into a conference tournament with a span of 11 straight games that have either been wins or draws. Actually, only one of them has been a draw for St. Mary's. It just doesn't really get any better than that. And this team's got confidence. They just have to keep playing within themselves, keep doing what they do, and the postseason success certainly will come. That was bulleted off of a Rattler. Looked like the laser from Smith hit Sanchez, went out of bounds. Started all the way back with the regular season against Metro State right here on September 6th. It was a Friday evening game against Metro. Won at 3-1. Took down number 16 Colorado School of Mines shortly thereafter, same weekend. Had a tough trip up to Colorado. Didn't do great on the road. Lost in a tie, but ended up back here against Midwestern State on the 21st. Huge game. Nationally ranked opponent. Number 8, I believe, at the time. Midwestern's been as high as number 5 this season. Rattlers took them down and have played extremely well in big games, while UT Tyler is not a nationally ranked opponent or a team that's in the playoff picture of the Lone Star Conference. Huge game for St. Mary's. Had to win this one to assure that the regular season title, for the first time in program history, a regular season conference title would belong right here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. And Rattlers have stepped up tonight, just coming out as focused as I've seen this team front to back. Here's Penn Dread again. Adu trying to squeeze that one by O'Quinn. Denied there. The fellas from UT are going to try to get this out. Just has not been Tyler's night. Not a lot going right for this club. And chipping it out was Uriah Shipman. Still loose, near side. Good work by the Rattlers to keep it in. And Tyler will have some positives. They got off to a good start this year, and they'll have something to build on for next year. Penn Dread from Sanchez. Penn Dread, it's been an amazing half for him. Trying to make it better. Too much helium in that. 28-20. Still to go in the half. Penn Dread misses there. Flores and Markovich waiting on his sideline. So certainly Penn Dread will come out with Markovich checking into this game. Really good job by Edu Penn Dread. And gets the applause here from the bench. Greeted by Johnny as he comes off. Looks like the other will be Smith. So Kane Smith, Edu Penn Dread off. And Markovich plus Flores on. Markovich right as soon as he checked into the game, pretty much, just a minute or two after coming on, if that. Scored in the first half. Came out of the gate very quickly, see if he can get something similar here in the second half. Wind continues to be a factor, but luckily, again, that rain has disappeared for at least the time being. I am knocking on wood, hoping it doesn't come back. Markovich almost got in front of that clearance effort. Leaks out. Shipman challenged by Ibarachi, and Ibarachi has just exerted his will in this game, hasn't he? Tries to poke one through a seam there. It ends up being cleared partially. I'll tell you that the Rattlers are certainly happy to do it in front of the home fans, even if the crowd is a little bit thinner than we usually see here tonight. Obviously, conditions, the rain and the cold have just a little bit to do with it. But a shout-out to all the Rattler fans out there here at Sigma Beta Chi Field, as well as out in internet, radio, and television land. You've been wonderful this entire season, and good to see a lot of folks still making their way out here to the park on the campus of St. Mary's to support this club. Markovich gets a little gift, curls there, didn't get it off cleanly, picked up by O'Quinn. He will clear. Shout out to any UT Tyler fans we have as well up there in Tyler. I will actually be in Tyler, as I said, at the NJCAA Championships in about 10 days. So looking forward to seeing that great town. Spent some time in Dallas, about 90 minutes away. Haven't really been to Tyler very much, but I've heard it's a great town, and looking forward to seeing it personally. St. Mary's controlling its own destiny, a 5-0 clinic here so far against UT Tyler. Markovich trying to head that one forward. I think he wanted Sanchez to make a run, sort of looking at him after the play. Ended up with O'Quinn. The ball got to the keeper. Nothing really there. It's just been absolutely a devastating attack for St. Mary's, and I think the substitutions will be even more plentiful here. Gerard Roebuck's about to come in goal. Again, going for the 7th shutout of the season for St. Mary's, along with Mr. Sale, who's out there right now. Reese Woolley's about to come on, so look for the bench to empty a little more here. A little give and go here by Tyler, but better defense here by St. Mary's. It's really good stuff to make sure that didn't get through by Jose Lano. Number 16, the freshman from Mexico City, Mexico. Woolley on, Ibarachi off, Sale off, Roebuck on. Roebuck and Sale with a hug here as Sale heads off and grabs a seat for the rest of the regular season, the final 24 minutes of it. Markovich has got quite a motor, and he is looking to push some outside to Smith. Ends up out of bounds. Not sure if that was Smith. Looks like it might have actually been Flores. Rattlers will keep it, pushing forward. We'll have all the information right at rattlerathletics.com here in the coming day or so about the quarterfinals, about the times over the next few days for sure. Right now, the time would be TBD, the 3 most important letters in the English language. TBD on the time for that quarterfinal matchup on Tuesday. There's a takeaway in pretty deep by Chavez, and it hit off the post and finds its way in. Past a diving Roebuck, and did squeak through into the side of the net. So Chavez able to take one away, an unassisted goal here for a guy who's been very sharp this year for UT Tyler. He's been one of their leaders and able to puncture the shutout. Results again pretty much in hand, but can't give away the ball there like that. Rattlers will take a lesson out of this. One of the things I like about this club is that they have taken some bumps along the way. This team has not had a perfect season. A couple of draws, a couple of losses, and there have been mistakes. Even when we've won, have not exactly played perfectly in those W's. The team is very, very adaptable, though, and does a good job to avoid repeating mistakes. Credit Johnny and his staff with helping them to not make those same mistakes twice, and that's really the key in the postseason. 4th goal of the season for Chavez, who also has a couple of assists. He's up to 10 points. Lob out. Ends up out of play, and we're waiting for the clock to start here. Official game clock has not started. We're looking for that clock to start going here and trying to make sure that we can get that clock going here And with the cold weather and the rain, I hope everything's all right with our scoreboard box. That clock is still not quite ticking away here. Refereeing crew is waiting patiently here for that to come back on. That is, again, Ryan Trombetta, the center referee, assisted by Chris Gordon and Sergei Salon, who was also a linesman in the ladies game here at 5 o'clock. That wrapped up around 7. Ladies fell to Texas Women's University 2-0. A disappointing result for the Rattlers. Played hard, had some chances, just ran into a really good TWU team that's 4th in the Lone Star Conference. Ladies will wrap up the regular season on Saturday. Lano with the nutmeg to get one to Sanchez. Gives it outside to Woolley. Sanchez trying to recirculate it. It's taken away. That will be the end of the regular season again on Saturday, 1 p.m., Dallas Baptist University in town. Ladies will try to maintain a winning record at home this season. Right now, 4-3. No draws for the Rattlers on the ladies' side. We'll try to maintain that on Saturday, that winning record at home. Will be a winnable game against Dallas Baptist, but will be a tough one as well. And hoping for the best, hoping we can close out the regular season, then get a little rest on Sunday and Monday, charge back up, get back out here on Tuesday to host the quarterfinals of the men's tournament. And it will be, I'm sure, a great atmosphere, with hopefully better weather than we've had here today. How about this on the outside? There's a centering effort. A couple of Rattlers in front. Markovich tries to poke it home, and he couldn't. I think that was deflected, though. Ended up rainbowing over the crossbar and ended up on the net behind the net. Great creation off the outside edges really all season for the Rattlers, and just tough to stop this team with so many who can come at you. Flores, who just created that opportunity off the bench, again, goes back to the depth of the team. Club really has a lot they can throw at you. Boot, and I believe it was by Markovich, turned away back toward him, and Markovich will scoop it up and toss this back in. 21-21, still to go. Second half, 5-1. Rattlers put this one away with 3 goals in the first about 27 minutes of the game. Toss went all the way to Sanchez. We know that Markovich has a cannon, but Sanchez not able to hit it cleanly. It ends up out of bounds. We have pretty much known that this decision would go to St. Mary's since that onslaught of goals before we got to 18 minutes remaining there in the opening half. Just trying to put on that good showing here at the end, stay sharp. And hopefully the team is maintaining that confident but hungry attitude here as we go into the postseason. This team was not incredibly highly regarded coming into the season. Not in the national top 25. I think there were some doubters out there who felt like this would be Midwestern State, maybe Texas A&M International club that had to really fight its way into the national picture and then assert its will over this conference to get in a position like this to win the regular season conference crown. A lot of teams that have been solid this year, a lot of teams that were predicted to be very solid in the preseason in the Lone Star Conference. And St. Mary's, I think people knew they would be good, but after losing Pato, the youngster who scored just a cavalcade of goals last year for St. Mary's, I think there were questions about will they be able to score enough? Will this offense be creative enough? With the emergence of Ollie Wright and the pieces that have really spurred this attack on, obviously those questions have been answered. This one deflected away as Dominic Rivera tried to cut it back toward the middle. Past Jose Lano and out of bounds. Rivera will come up and toss it in. Hopefully the squad keeps that chip on the shoulder going into the postseason. The regular season title is nice. The tournament title, the regional title, the national title, those are even nicer. And this club has the talent to make the run. There's no doubt about that. They have the coaching. They have the pieces.
It's a very, very skilled team, and you look at the number of guys who can create with the ball. It's tough to match it, certainly in this Lone Star Conference, perhaps in the region, perhaps in the nation, we shall see. Just have to continue to play their game. And when we do, the results do come. Sanchez able to get it out of the middle to Markovic, tapped it back to him, leaks to the outside. Flores slipping around in the wet grass. Loose and claimed there by Kubala. Plays it back. Markovic, soft pressure, pops up in the middle. UT able to reclaim. Surf it forward toward Cuello. Touch back. Shipman on the move. Ron Lano. Shipman looking to quarterback and touches it outside into space. Run on two by Kubala. Most out there right now off the bench for St. Mary's. Wilson, one of the starters, though still in the game. Helps to surf this out. Markovic tried to get to it. Ends up poked toward Cuello in the middle. Gives it off to Hector Rivera. Push to the outside. This will be Kubala who launches it back toward the near side. 17.5 to go in regulation. Cuello trying to go to work. Tries to get it through the Rattler back line. Bad clearance there. But St. Mary is able to get it under control. Recirculated through the back. Another starter, Morrison. Chips this one with the left foot out of bounds. 17-12 to go. 5-1 again our score. 3 goals in the first half, pretty much deciding this one. Ollie Wright right now, the favorite for the Pizza Patron player of the game. He's got 1 goal, 3 assists, and just a phenomenal performance by Wright. 9 goals, 9 assists now on the season. And he's had an All-American type campaign. Substitution here, Luis Aguilar on for Lucas Cuello. Pizza Patron, check them out, especially on Tuesdays. Those are Rattler Tuesdays there at Pizza Patron. Get 20% off if you mention that you are there for St. Mary's University. Delicious place, and I might be stopping by there after the game, not just to eat, but just to warm up. I would love to hover my hands about 3 inches over a hot Pizza Patron pie right about now. You know, nobody went out and bought those Duraflame logs for me. I guess Walmart wasn't a destination for any of our listening audience out there, but I'll tell you got to find some way to keep warm. Shout out to our great crew up here, Aiden, Caleb, everybody weathering the cold rain to film and to operate our equipment up here. Do a great job. We are so happy to be with you on LCTV as well as the Rattler Athletic Network and KSAT 12 ABC. We have been called the most humorless broadcast in the entire Lone Star Conference. That's right. Can you believe that? The most humorless broadcast in the entire Lone Star Conference. I came out here today with a rubber chicken, people. Been trying to make you laugh all season. Well, at least tonight. But we really do have the greatest. I'm just kidding about that. Of course, we haven't been called the most humorless broadcast in the Lone Star Conference. We really do, and I'm being serious about this, we really do have the greatest listening audience out there in internet, radio, and television land. I do meet folks around San Antonio who really have no affiliation directly to St. Mary's. They don't go to school here, don't have a family member who goes here, and they watch these broadcasts. They'll come up to me and say, you know what, I love to just sit back, relax, catch you on KSAT 12. It's been such an easy season here with the men's team because they pretty much won every game that we've broadcasted. We broadcast the home games, and outside of the draw against Lubbock Christian, which was still a good game, a hard-fought game, and a lot of fun, won every single game at Sigma Beta Chi Field outside of that. So it's made my job extraordinarily easy, and I'm happy to be with you through the tournament and bring you all the action. That'll include the neutral game, which should be one of those semifinal matchups. Obviously, if St. Mary's wins the quarterfinal matchup, advances to the semifinals, not taking that for granted. It is possible that that would not be the case. that the home team would not be able to advance into the semifinals, but hoping and thinking it will be. And then we'll have the semifinals, a pair of them, as semifinals go. Foul here on Tyler. And St. Mary's, actually this is out of bounds. St. Mary's will toss it in. One of those games on Friday will be a neutral game. And I will be broadcasting that as well. I have been assigned that task. I will, how about this? Reese Woolley, stop and go! And tries to get it by O'Quinn, diving save. Great tap of the brakes, though. In that neutral game, I'll be broadcasting that as well. And just kind of depending on what teams are actually playing in it and so on and so forth, I'm going to try to find maybe a partner from one of the other participants, maybe both, maybe one half with a representative from one school, one half with the other, to try to assist on that broadcast. Obviously give the schools that are participating certainly their fair shake and get them the opportunity to tell us a little bit about their clubs. This is a great conference, and there's a real sense of camaraderie and friendship among these teams. Everybody's been extremely helpful in terms of answering questions for myself this year, the entire broadcast. Aided a lot by the effort of some of the other schools, in fact, all the other schools that have come here to play in the 2019 regular season, both on the ladies' side as well as the men's side. So shout out to all of the schools in the Lone Star Conference, which I think is really the best in the nation across all sports. I think it's just hard to find, and I've worked in some other Division II conferences. Oh, Markovich takes this out of the air. Markovich! Oh, just wide. That would have been SportsCenter top 10 right there if that had snuck inside the post. That was beautiful from Markovich, and just narrowly misses it by about 6 inches. He's great on those quick balls over the top. But I've worked in the Gulf South Conference over there in the southeastern part of the country, Florida and Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. I've worked some D2 tournaments. I've seen a lot of action at the Division II level, and let me tell you, the Lone Star Conference across all the sports, I just don't think there's anything better than what we have right here in the great state of Texas. And just a pleasure to be part of the entire thing on LCTV. Lotto! Mo! But not the Staza. It's more no than Mo. I wasn't sure if that went in. It just got over the roof of the goal. Lano from Markovich almost with a tremendous strike. Oh, baby. A couple of balls that have narrowly missed, making this a 6-goal outburst for St. Mary's here tonight. Lano still challenging, and love to see this from the youngster. Freshman hasn't gotten a ton of playing time this year, but he's done a very good job with what he has gotten. And really fighting hard here down the stretch. That's exactly what Johnny and not just the coaching staff, but also just the bench want to see here down the stretch of this ball game. Rattlers with the toss here from the far side. The 5 goals are the most of the season for the St. Mary's. Scored 4 at Oklahoma Christian back on the 24th of October. We've had several 3-goal games. This is already a season high, both in conference play as well as just overall play for St. Mary's here tonight. So really closing this out, this regular season, with our best scoring effort of the year. And boy, it's just a pleasure. There's a little thing I like to call the chase of perfection, trying to be too perfect, that sometimes can derail a club. I think especially in soccer that can be a factor. And times you see great teams that come down the stretch of the season, end of the regular season, into the postseason, and they just cannot quite find the frame like they were at the start of the year. And maybe there was a little bit of that, just a touch. Lano challenged here. Looked like he might have been tripped, no whistle. Ends up cleared by the Rattlers' back line. Markovich trying to run onto it, and it's just escorted out of bounds by O'Quinn. But sometimes the team can maybe try to be a little too perfect. They start to feel the pressure and just tense up a little bit, tighten up a little bit. Sub coming here for St. Mary's. And Wilson will be the man who comes off the field. It's Marcus Platanois who comes into the game. Sophomore from Australia who checks in here. When the teams lose, having fun, and they're having a lot of fun on that St. Mary's bench right now and having a lot of fun tonight out on the field. And that's when those goals start coming back. It's not about being perfect. It's about capitalizing on opportunities as they come up. Creating those opportunities has not been a problem for St. Mary's. Finishing at times has. And it's just been great here tonight. It's clinical. 3 quick goals in the first, 2 quick goals in the second, leading by as many as 5, now leading by 4. A great effort by this team. And it looked like maybe there a hand by Torres, the freshman from San Antonio, taking it out of the air. 8:50 to go, so closing in on the final stages here of this one. And as we go into that postseason, I really, really do hope that the St. Mary's team just keeps having fun, stays loose, and keeps doing what it does best. This is a really skilled team, and as I said a few minutes ago, this team was underestimated at the start of the season. They've proven a lot of people wrong. They have worked extremely hard to get here. And now it's time to keep having fun, stay focused, have fun. Don't feel the pressure of the postseason because you know what? In the end, this club has already exceeded expectations for the 2019 season, but we know they are far from done. A miss, wide shot there that leaks past the far post, out of bounds off the foot of a UT Tyler midfielder. And Tyler will make a quick change here as we approach the 7:40 remaining mark. Roebuck is going to be the one to boot this out. Medina there on the miss. Roebuck finishing what Sale started, another W for this tandem in goal. Fight through here by Alvarez, able to win the ball. Touches it in the middle. Popoluk gets it outside. Brakir Dahl trying to get it to the center. Alano takes it away. Sanchez in the middle. Sanchez evading the pressure of Kubala. And Kubala ultimately able to get it back, though. Forward through Nathaniel Lopez. Outside Adal. Angle cut off. Drops it back to Popoluk. Popoluk eases it outside in the air. 6:51 to go. Tyler at least trying to get a second goal. They will head back to Tyler, take on Texas A&M International. Obviously, the Dust Devils will be favored in that game. Not an easy end of the season for Tyler. Just haven't had it down the stretch of the season. About the midway point, we're still alive, playoff picture, but things have taken a bit of a downturn for them, and they'll just try to recover and try to put a positive finish together at home on Saturday against Texas A&M International. Pendred making this look easy. Found himself some space. Taps the brakes and ends up out of bounds. Good idea by Pendred. Ends up out, though, about 6 to go. Shout out to Johnny as well as his staff. Grant and Gary, Johnny Clifford, Grant Mobley, Gary Tucker bringing this program its first regular season conference title since joining the NCAA in 2000. Johnny, who is an assistant here, took the reins last year as the head coach. Had some great success, hosted a playoff game here following the middle of the field as Mr. Popoluk went tumbling. The call goes against Alan Barr, foul for St. Mary's, 5.5 to go. Laced forward, picked up by Adal. Pressure gets it out of bounds. Question is, which way does this go? And it's going to come out. Trombetta makes the call from the middle of the field. Johnny took over last year, got this team a home playoff game, got the team as high as number 11 in the nation this year, has done even better. Gotten this team up to number 10 as recently as last week. Now in a position to host the entire Lone Star Conference tournament here. And laying claim to the Lone Star Conference regular season crown. Just a formality, these final 4:45 with his team up 4. And as I said, it wasn't just the team that was locked in pregame in the pouring rain and the crazy windy conditions. Rain has died off completely. Wind has died down quite a bit here in the final stages. There's a tripping call, easy to make. as Rivera was sent to the ground. But it was also Johnny and his staff. You could tell they were very, very focused, locked in before the game, helping the team to run through its pregame warm-up, its pregame drills and games to get ready for this one. Even with all the rain and all the bad weather and the tough conditions, Johnny would not let this team lose focus. And talking to Johnny after that tie against Lubbock, told me after that game that even though St. Mary's, his club, beat UT Tyler 3-0 in Tyler just about 3 weeks ago, he said, that game did not really flatter us. We did not have our best game, and we will need to be very, very sharp against UT Tyler when we come back here trying to win the regular season crown on Thursday. Said that Tyler would be poised potentially to play the spoiler of the party. And that's a credit to the type of preparation that this coaching staff has out there every single game, no matter who they're playing. Demanding absolute focus, a lot of energy, positivity. Really love that. And Johnny is a very optimistic guy, very energetic, and he's got his team feeling the same. Lano avoiding trouble and finally is sent to the ground. Not liking the call here was Alvarez. Got Lano there. And Lano still on the floor here with 2:45 to go. Lano slow to get up. Rattler teammates will help him up. 2:37. Lano finally back on his feet. Platno will take the boot, it appears, 2.5. And this one is in the bag. Rattlers started this regular season with a W here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. Going to end it with a W over UT Tyler. Will improve to 2-0 against Tyler this season. And for the Rattlers, taking nothing for granted here tonight. Putting it away early. Pendred has been incredible. My pick for the Pizza Patron player of the game. And it looks like Tom Norris, our assistant athletic director in charge of communications, is going to agree. It's going to be Pendred, the Pizza Patron player of the game. Edu Pendred, congrats to him. He's had a wonderful evening. Able to get a goal and an assist here in the second half. And Edu Pendred is our Pizza Patron player of the game. Again, check out Pizza Patron, especially on Tuesdays. That's 20% off at Pizza Patron on Rattler Tuesdays. Just tell them you are with St. Mary's University and get that great discount. It is a great place, Pizza Patron, and it has been a great game here tonight. Roebuck able to grab this. Shot by Alvarez softly into his arms. 70 seconds. St. Mary's. Holy moly, how about this club? An incredible performance tonight. Shooting forward here, Lano toward Pendred. Taken back by a head for the fellas from UT Tyler. Shipman swings the field. This runs out of bounds and way out. Past Kubala and a teammate. They were not on the same page. This ends up out. 40 seconds to go. Wow. Special shout out to everybody. Rob, our athletic director. His assistant Chad. Richie, our great operations point man here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. Of course, Tom Norris, our assistant athletic director in charge of communications. Woolley has this ripped away here. Our great student assistants who have toughed out the weather here tonight. 15 seconds. Holy moly. For the first time, St. Mary's Rattlers men's soccer conference champions. Fangs out, party's on. St. Mary's, the champions of the Lone Star Conference regular season. Holy moly. They deserve it. The celebration on. A 5-1 win tonight over UT Tyler. Thank you to you for being with us on KSAT 12, ABC, LCTV, as well as the Rattler Athletic Network.
Love it, baby. Love it. St. Mary's victorious by a final score of 5-1. This club hotter than a halogen lamp stuffed with refried ostrich meat. A great offensive performance. It was Blasco, Ibarachi, Markovic, Pendred, and Wright with the goals. A 5-1 victory, and this club will be back early next week to host the quarterfinal of the Lone Star Conference Tournament. And then after that, the club will hopefully be on to the semifinals and the finals right here at St. Mary's University. Sigma Beta Chi Field will host the LSC tournament. St. Mary's, congratulations to this club. Thanks to all of you. This has been Rattler Athletics right here on the Rattler Athletic Network, KSAT 12 ABC and LCTV. Joey's Head Buddy signing off from St. Mary's. The Rattlers are the regular season men's soccer Lone Star Conference champions.